But she believed in me so much so. When you don't know who you are, of course you fight identity crisis. Because I don't know if you guys heard when people tell, when you say you're going to East St. Louis, they say, well, be careful. There are a lot of memories. I attended East St. Louis Senior High School, shout out class of '05. And there was a lady by the name of Miss Youngblood. Miss Youngblood was a highly hyperactive social studies teacher. But she believed in me so much so that she would speak to me about the arts. I didn't understand or have an appreciation for the arts then, but she was instilling something in me that now I dwell in. She saw me as a great writer. She saw me as I performed a monologue for her. She saw me as an activist. I didn't see me because I was too broken to see me. But she saw me being where I am now in the arts and culture world that I love so much. And so I owe her this part of my life. The arts and the theater and the stage and the TV and the lights, I owe that to her. So when you don't know who you are, of course you fight identity crisis, right? I don't know who I am. Let's go back to slavery. I'm from America, right? That's what I know. America's what I know. But we do know that there is a lineage that came to America that we don't know where we're from. And so there's an identity crisis that we as a people here in America struggle to identify ourselves with. Where do we belong? Where do we fit in? That's why you have segregation. That's why you had that. It was always the need to want to fit in. But why was we trying to fit in? What was that the case? What other race do you know that try to fit in with any other race? There are none. We have a respective class of people. Everybody knows their own love language for their people. It's not a race issue. It's art. Can you clothe? If you need some clothes, do you need some clothes? If you need something to eat, do you need something to eat? But race was an issue when you started identifying what was right by God and what was wrong by God, right? And so humans began to take over God's ruling. And so now, being here, you're in a city now where poverty exists, right? And so is this a race thing that we have going on? Yes, it is, because what happened was when they came to our cities, they took our jobs away from our great-grandfathers. So now we have no legacy. Now we have nothing to lean on. There's no pension anymore here for our people. So now you have a generation of people that's just trying to get by, okay? So we're the residue of that. But one thing about us here in East St. Louis, we still are the residue of some brilliant people that came from East St. Louis. Catherine Dunham, Jackie Joyner Kersey, Miles Davis. And so the thing about it is we were once an all-American city. So we can climb out of it, but there is always going to be a struggle because we don't have the economic wealth that we need to get out of what we never put ourselves in the first place. And so race right now in this city is trying to understand who we are as a people collectively, not separately, because we're all from the same place. Race right now is trying to figure out what can we build together that has nothing to do with color. And so we're in this point now where we're shifting things. This generation is shifting things. We don't really care if you black, green, or yellow. Can you build? We don't really care where you come from. Do we have the same common language of, do you know how to build generational wealth here? Do you have the same language of building home equity here? Do you know how to help us build credit here? Do you know how to help us do that? That's what we're about. And if you're willing to do that with us, then we're willing to partner with you. It's not really solidified in the community as a university that first gives us an opportunity as African Americans down here to go there. If we're this close to SIUE, why aren't a number amount of scholarships being produced at East St. Louis Senior High School? What is it that SIUE is trying to develop in partnership with us where we're not just a mockery, where you're not just come to hear about our history, right? We don't really want you hearing our history. We really want you to give our children a chance for education. That's what we need. We want our children to have an education to go to school at an affordable price. because we do know that if they're coming from East St. Louis, the median income is $26,000 a year. The tuition at SIUE, you're looking at $19,000. So how can our babies afford to go there, right? But there's no way that Lincoln University can come here and get these babies full rides, but SIU can't? What's going on with that? They should be our number one source for education for our children, number one headquarters. What others can do for people here is stop being a part of the mass media that degrades East St. Louis. Because I don't know if you guys heard when people tell you say you're going to East St. Louis, they say, well, be careful. You know, it's like raise a red flag. I wish people canceled that. Because you talk about cancel culture, cancel that. Because East St. Louis is just like any other city that has crime wherever you go. That's wherever you go. I don't think there's a city that doesn't have crime. I don't think there's a city that doesn't have homelessness. You know, what we're asking is don't make us a mockery out of the negativity, but highlight the narrative of the story in a good way. Don't mock us for the things that is study breaking us. Help uplift us. If you see that we're having a community event, just like this museum, we're struggling to keep this museum upright, and this is a part of history. So if you know that you want to invest in some property or you want to invest in something, don't come take it, but come help. That's what we're saying. Devote your time to come volunteer. You know, community work is what we all have instilled inside of us, right? And it is our duty to give back to the community. Why are we fighting for people to just give back? You know, be simple, give back. That's it. Just give back with whatever you can, time, but be dedicated and consistent. We uplift our community. We are proud to be from East St. Louis, honey. Anywhere I go and they say, are you from East St. Louis? I say, I'm from East St. Louis. They say, St. Louis? No, honey. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. So we are proud to be from here. What people else can do from here in our city is continue to strive for excellence. That's what we do. Even in the roughest times, we strive for excellence. Our nickname is City of Champions. We won't ever lose that name. We won't ever lose that name. We will always be the City of Champions. The aspirations of the community going forward right now is rebuilding and tearing down structures that bring our value down low. So right now we have a couple of developments at work, right? Okay. And we have a lot of land that we could use. We have great soil here in East St. Louis. We have some of the richest soil here in East St. Louis for growing. And so right now the development is building a place where it is mixed income, building a place that allows those that moved up, we call up the hill, past 89th Street in East St. Louis, to come back down to the city and pay taxes to the city so we can build up the community again. We're trying to build up infrastructure here where there will be more schools, assets, where we're building up another infrastructure where now, you know, if you teach in East St. Louis, if you a police officer, it should be a requirement for you to stay down here. We are building now where we have to hire more police officers. We're trying to get out of debt of those things so we can have more. See, again, we were left in debt. And so we've been fighting to get out of debt. And so now we're coming up with innovative ways to rebuild. The changes that I would like to see is our artistic ways come out. We have some very artistic people here. We have a community activist, Zach, who's going around painting the city, highlighting things of that nature. I would like to see the Majestic Theater in East St. Louis finally get granted the opportunity to refurbish that building because it is a historical landmark. I would like to see more of things of our community go into technology. That's where I come in. I want my own school for entrepreneurs in technology. And so I would like to see things of that development come in to help our kids, stimulate those that probably didn't have the right to education, but they are called to build or they're called to be great. And so I would like to see things like that come through St. Louis. We're not secondhand people, and that we don't deserve to get the last of anything, right? We are a community of people that bleed and walk the same, talk the same, right? And so we deserve the same opportunities, the same access to grants. We need those grants for our small businesses. We should be able to open up a gas station if we choose to. We should be opening up a rice house if we choose to, right? We should have opportunities where I should be able to go into a bank and that I should be able to open up an account with my business and get granted access funds because I'm trying to develop a community. And so those are the things that we need to get help in. Those are the things that we need straightened out. Like the way the financial system here is set up in the city is we're losing out on opportunities, but somehow every other culture is building. Somehow everybody else is able to come and become millionaires off of their greatest gifts. Why isn't that African Americans in this city aren't able to have 40-year businesses? What's going on? So we need understanding and help in that to help us have longevity here. We need social infrastructure for longevity, not just a piece of money. No, we need economic wealth, economic development for longevity. What is the plan when you built this for this time? How long is the legacy to last? We need lasting legacy here. And so I just wish that we're not seeing as more such as research people, not as people as if we're foreigners. No, we are here. We are living and breathing, and we need the same access as everybody else. We need education for our babies. We need mental therapy. We need rehabilitation centers here. We need homes here. We need housing developments here. We need those things here so our people can live, so we can be okay